It's a matter of life and death, frankly. It's a matter of life and death. I know our citizens will rise to the occasion, and they already have sacrificed a lot. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. We had the greatest economy in the world. We had the best unemployment numbers and employment numbers that we've ever had by far. And in one instant, we said, we have no choice but to close it up. As we send plane loads of masks and gloves and supplies to the communities battling the plague. And that's what it is. This is a plague. We also send our prayers. We pray for the doctors and the nurses, for the paramedics and the truck drivers and the police officers and the sanitation workers, and above all, the people fighting for their lives in New York and all across our land. I watched as doctors and nurses went into a certain hospital in Elmhurst this morning. I know Elmhurst, Queens. I grew up right next to it. I know the hospital very well. Been seeing it all my life, my young life. And I will tell you that to see the scenes of trailers out there and what they're doing with those trailers, they're freezers, and nobody can even believe it. And I spoke to some of my friends. They can't believe what they're seeing. And I watched the doctors and the nurses walking into that hospital this morning. It's like military people going into battle, going into war. The bravery is incredible. And I just have to take my hat. I would take my hat. If I were wearing a hat, I'd rip that hat off so fast, and I would say, you people are just incredible. They really are. They're very brave. They're going in, and they don't know. You have lots of things flying around in the air. You don't know what you're touching. Is it safe? And you also see where you have friends that go into the hospital, and you say, how is he doing 2 days later? And they say, sir, he's unconscious, or he's in a coma. So things are happening that we've never seen before in this country.
Greetings to my registered nurses, all my medical staff, including my doctors, including my physician assistants, my nurse practitioners, my CNAs, my medical assistants, my x-ray techs, my phlebotomists, all of my occupational therapists, physical therapists, all of us working together in the front lines, also our police officers, our first responders. We're all on this together, guys. This is our unit because we are together working to save lives. So that said, guys, I'm glad that we have an increase of N95 masks. I'm glad we have an increased amount of personal protective equipment. I'm glad we're getting an increase of mechanical ventilators for the ICU patients. I'm glad we're getting a flexibility of more facilities for patients that are non-COVID-19 patients to take care of them in a safe environment. I'm glad we have an increased amount of, I think the Navy ship saying they're bringing 1,000 extra hospital beds. I'm glad that's all happening, guys. I'm very, very glad that's happening. My biggest thing that I'm kind of just wanted to talk about for all of us right now in this field that we're going through, it's something that, as they said, it's a battlefield. You know, when we have the proper equipment, let's do this, let's get this done, let's save the lives. But when we start seeing an increase of the COVID-19 patients, they're doubling and tripling. We see that number, so guess what? We're gonna need the same number of tripling and doubling of protective personal equipment. N95 masks, mechanical ventilators, extra shipment of extra beds. We're gonna need all of that too, so it's gonna keep climbing up, guys. This should not be a battle. This should be a safety issue for all of us to be more concerned, voices heard, and speaking as loud as we can, because we always advocate for our patients. Now it's our time to advocate for ourselves, guys. That's the most important key issue. So I just wanted to throw that out there, guys. Please pay attention to what's going on. I know you guys are, but the more voice that we have, the louder we get. And if we get louder, the more response we're gonna get from, you know, the ones that need to hear us. So let's go ahead and put this out there, guys, because I know right now we are peacemakers. That's our job. That's what we signed up for. And from this book, guys, from 366 Devotions, Trusting in God, I have to put this out there real quick, guys. God bless those who work for peace, for they will be called children of God. Matthew chapter 5, verse 9. God is a God of peace. Christ is called the Prince of Peace. Those who strive to be peacemakers will be called children of God. To be called a peacemaker, you must live in peace with God, with yourself, and with your fellow humans. Such people know a quiet inner peace. You think about that, that's something to very marinate on, and just think about how big and powerful those words are. And let's continue real quick. What does the word peacemaker mean to us? It is a lifestyle that works for the good of our fellow humans. It is a well-trodden path of peace, even if it is accompanied by strife. Right now, let me stop real quick. Strife, we're talking about COVID-19, aka coronavirus. That's definitely something that's God's testing our faith. So right now, like I always mentioned before, God is in our hearts, but he's gonna test our minds. So real quick, let me finish this. It is not something passive, but passionately positive. But first we must make peace with ourselves. In the inner being, there's a struggle between good and bad, light and darkness, and life and death. Those who have found inner peace are happy because their lives belong to God. So my fellow nurse brothers and sisters, all I'm doing is creating more awareness. We are all working as a team. My fellow doctors, my medical assistants, phlebotomists, x-ray techs, paramedics, first responders, our police officers, our military individuals, everyone. So I just want you guys, please share this video. Let's go ahead and get this voice heard. And I want to end it on this, guys. This is so important to me. Every man and woman is born into the world to do something unique and something distinctive. And if he or she does not do it, it will never be done. I'm just gonna finish that real quick, guys. And I definitely want to say, please share this video. Don't forget, guys, peace, love, advocate, wash them hands, and let's go ahead and raise our voices, guys. Let's flatten the curve, and we're all in this together as registered nurses and everyone in the medical staff and first responders and everyone in the unit. So please share the video. I love you guys.